Okay, this is for July 17th. And July 17th, we're going to launch a small series that actually sets us up for a much larger thing. And I want you guys as leaders, especially worship leaders, to know and understand this. That we're doing a series called "What About?" question mark. And several months ago, I sent out an email that just said, "Hey, we want to do something around what you guys want to talk about. What subjects would you guys like us to address from the platform?" And the number one answer, you've probably heard me say this on Sunday mornings, the number one answer was politics. And it's an election year that's obviously kind of high on everybody's agenda. And so we are going to talk about politics for a couple of different weeks and from a couple of different angles. And I think for today, July 17th, I think that what worship leaders and worship teams need to know is that I'm going to be looking at what I would call the big block political passages in the New Testament. And there's a few where he addresses churches very directly. And he says, okay, here's what you do. Here's how you respond to rulers and those in authority. And there's certain themes there. And so a creative idea first of all, you can always read the passages or talk out of the passages. But the main takeaway, we're going to talk about some political nuance stuff. Main takeaway is going to be pray for your leaders. You're supposed to be doing that. You're supposed to pray for them, and you're not supposed to be slandering them. That doesn't mean you have to agree with them. The Roman leaders at that time would not have been Christian people by any stretch of the imagination, but they prayed for them and they submitted to their authority. So that's going to be important to know. Now, what we're going to do through the What About series is we're going to talk about politics a couple times. We're going to talk about the role of the Old Testament. That was another one. But the other topics that we received were all could be put under one heading almost. And it was really people asking in various ways, how do you live a godly life in an increasingly ungodly culture? So the next series after this one is going to be devoted to that. It's going to be like 5 weeks on that topic. So the What About series is only going to cover about a few things. So the politics, if you're up on Politics Day, I would appreciate it if you don't, kind of shout your Republican and or Democrat and or libertarian opinions from the platform, but that you'll remember Jesus is the king and Jesus is the ruler, and talk about him as the ruler and as the Lord over all things. So any theming around, let's point to Jesus and remember that we're pointing to Jesus and we're praying for our leaders. That would be kind of where I would want everybody to come down on that day.